Just a Singer with DJ Reykjavik, live on PCRextra.co.uk.
Yes, it's 8 o'clock. It's that time of the evening. It's my live studio guest. Tonight, I've got Mr. Mark Stevens from the Duo Division sat opposite me. Good evening, Mark. Thanks for coming in.
Hello. Thank you for having me, Rick.
No problem at all. No problem at all, sir. Okay, I hope you had a safe journey getting here.
Yeah, I took one wrong turn. It's not actually that far from my house, but I still managed to get lost.
Yeah, you can. I get lost. I come here every week, and I still get lost coming here every week. Okay, I'm going to start off by asking you the same question I ask every guest. First question I ask every week, and that is, what was the first record you bought with your own money?
Yeah. Well, yes. Well, you'll probably learn that my genres vary a lot, but the first record I remember buying was when it was Virgin Megastore in town, and I bought Newfound Glory self-titled album because my friends and I at school were into I was more into pop punk and that kind of thing. So that's the first one I remember buying, and I played it until it scratched too much and it wouldn't play anymore. So that was my first album. Yeah, that was on vinyl. Yeah, no, no, I'm way too young, Rick. Way too young. No, it was on CD. Yeah, on CD. But I loved that album. Now, definitely at the time. Yeah.
Have you still got it?
I wouldn't know where it is. No. Thank goodness for online channels now. I don't need it anymore. So,
okay. So that takes us nicely on with just saying online channels. What we're going to find in Mark's record collection, this fictitious record box that you got under your bed with all your records in it.
Yeah. You're going to find different genres, like I say, but Zac Brown's going to be top of the list.
Okay.
So he's never off my Spotify. He's a country singer predominantly. And is the vibe of his songs I just like so much. The harmonies are great, I wasn't so keen on the latest album just because the genre's changed, but he's entitled to do that. You know, he's bringing out new material all the time. But I prefer the country kind of harmony ballads and that sort of thing. So.
Yeah, I mean, I did do a little bit of research when I knew you were coming on the show, and saw that he's worth $40 million.
Is he?
Yeah, $40 million. But you know what?
Yeah,
$40 million, £40 million.
Well, it's funny because there's a channel on Spotify there called Hot Country, and it's supposed to be up there with like the most listened to channels.
Right.
Going. So I think anytime you've had a song appear on there, you're going to be doing all right, I think.
Yeah.
And he must have had a few. So.
Well, to be worth that amount of money, robbing banks in between making albums or whatever. Yeah, but I listened to a song and it was called "Someone I Used to Know." Yeah, and I thought this is great.
That's been used, I think, on a film or something. I think that song.
I think the video that they were showing while he was singing over it looked like a film type thing.
Yeah,
but it's hard to tell sometimes because a lot of the videos are so much like films anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, absolutely. Production value.
Michael Jackson started that, really, didn't he? Actually, no. I mean, Dire Straits did when MTV came out, didn't they? They did Money for Nothing and Songs of Swing and whatever, and they were great.
Probably not up there with the kind of graphics you get nowadays.
No. But that's like PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 4, isn't it? You know.
Definitely.
Okay, so I want to take you right back to your early years, your growing up years. What was going on in the house as far as music? What did you come home to?
Well, my memories of music when I was younger was my dad cleaning the kitchen. Right, when my dad used to clean the kitchen, he'd have his music on. That was his, and he'd have it on loud. You know.
Yeah.
And that was his time for music. And he used to listen to a lot of Dire Straits, and they've always stuck with me. I've always loved Dire Straits. And he used to like a bit of everything, really. So I think that's rubbed off on me, you know, the sort of varied appreciation for music. I won't say that, although I mentioned Zac Brown, I wouldn't say I like country and then I wouldn't listen to anything else. You know, It depends on what kind of day I've had. If I've had a stressful day, it might be Rage Against the Machine. If I've had an easy day, it might be Bob Marley on the way home. So,
and I think most people are like that, aren't they?
Yeah.
Depending on what day you've had, what you come in and listen to, you know, or even in the car going home from work to your home, and then it calms you down and you get in and it might be something completely different. Yeah, I'm
absolutely.
like that.
Yeah. But I think if I was going to pick one band that stuck out from my dad's music, it would be Dire Straits. Yeah.
Okay, great band.
Yeah,
really good. you don't hear much from them these days. I don't know whether.
No, I mean, I think he's still, Mark Knopfler's still around. I don't know whether he's writing, but he's still, he's still there. He's probably featuring. I don't know.
Yeah, and I also think you usually find in later years people go into production and writing for other people, and it's only when you look down the credits on the album and you think, oh, flipping heck, and then you can hear. And I know Nile Rodgers from Chic does a lot of that, doesn't he?
Right.
You hear something in the charts and you think that doesn't half sound like Nile Rodgers, and then you find out it is.
Well, Ed Sheeran's good at that, isn't he?
Yes, he is now.
Even if it's not him, he's involved.
Yeah, he seems to be involved with
Knows what he's
everybody.
doing, doesn't he?
Yeah. I hope he listens to this show and get involved in this. Yeah. That'd be good, wouldn't it? So, that was what was going on in your house.
Yeah.
Okay. And then your school years. So, did you study music at school?
It's funny, actually. My parents found this note from when I was at school saying that I'd never do anything with music. That wouldn't be a thing for me. And I didn't grasp it at all when I was at school. I did do music at GCSE. Passed it then. I went to college to do a 2-year course in music, but I dropped out after the first year. The emphasis was on theory. They wanted you to become kind of session musicians.
Okay.
And theory wasn't my bag at all. I failed the theory exam, and I knew that the next year was going to be more theory, and I thought, if I can't hack it now, I'll stand a chance next year. So that was it for me, and I came home. I had 2 applications ready, one for NatWest and one for the passport office, and I went for my dad worked at NatWest, and I said, well, I don't want to work with you, so I'm going to the passport office, and that was that. So
that's a pity you're not there now. My passport's due up in the 4th of March, so we could have done a deal.
Helped you.
We could have done a deal. I was the same with science, and I think it had on one of my school reports. Can't comment. Never met the guy. Because
right.
I used to bunk off to that particular lesson.
Oh,
because,
okay.
you hate it, but music can be like that.
Yeah.
And I was talking to somebody a couple of weeks ago, and we were saying there's not enough emphasis on it. Well, there wasn't when I went to school. There was an old out-of-tune piano in the corner and a violin with one string, and you were and a recorder. And you were lucky if so. A lot of people's experience of music was their later years or after they'd left school, and then they pick up an instrument. So, what was your first instrument that you picked up?
Drums. I always played the drums. That was my thing when I was younger. And for a while, I played. My parents lived opposite the church, and opposite a church, and so my dad played in the bands in church. So I played the drums for a little bit for them. And I got into the drums. That's what the instrument I picked at college, and I wanted lessons for. So that was always my instrument, but it isn't now.
We get a lot of guests, and I think it's a good schooling, the church for picking up instruments.
Yeah,
a lot of great artists have come through, especially the vocalists that sing, and you think, wow, and you see them on programs like The Voice or X Factor or Britain's Got Talent or whatever, and the choirs that come out, and you think, what? And then the musicians are behind them as well. And I think sometimes because they're dedicated to the church in their music, so they don't spring out from there. They just go their whole lives dedicating, and it's a bit of a shame because we should all be privy to their talents. I think.
Yeah, I mean, there's so actually, if it's not a shameless plug, we're playing these. Adam and I from my duo, we're playing these sessions at the Cathedral Modern Worship Sessions once a month.
Okay.
So we've got a band behind us and everything. And we're trying to make a difference there,
Yeah, definitely.
So, but no, there is an element of that, being kind of your talent not getting outside of church, but also there's a ton of good modern worship out there as well.
Yeah.
Again, Spotify is full of that. So
I had a guest a couple of weeks ago who plays the organ in there occasionally, and he does things with the choir and that in there. How do you find the acoustics in there, being such an old?
Yeah, it's funny actually. In the cathedral, you have to. There's no effects. You don't put any effects on anything because it's all kind of done for you with the building itself. You know?
Wow!
So you turn the reverb to 0. Because you're going to get it from the walls. And it sounds great in there.
I bet it does. I
For
bet
sure.
it does. Let's take a little break between chatting, and we're going to play one of the songs that you listened to when you were coming home. What was going on in the house? Okay, it's Dire Straits and Sultans of Swing.
Broadcasting live and local.
This is PCR.
You're listening to me, DJ Recce Rick, here on PCRextra.co.uk. I'm live in the studio with Mark Stevens. Mark, we sort of cut into music there, and you were halfway through telling me about the Cathedral and the sessions you're doing in there.
Yeah, it's a new thing for sure. We started in January, and it's once a month, every last Sunday of the month. It's called City Praise, 6 p.m. And come and see us have a sing song. It's mostly music, with a bit of a talk and a prayer or what have you. So it's good stuff.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah,
really good. And what sort of, is it just the two of you playing instruments?
No. So there's Adam and I. Adam I sing with in a group. I'm sure you're going to ask me about that.
Yeah.
But there's a band there. We got Adam and I on guitars. We've got Joe on the electric. We've got Katie singing with us, Dan on the keyboards, and Chris on the drums.
And they just come together just for that, or they?
Yeah. So they're kind of related or friends in one way or another. So yeah.
That's an amazing venue.
Yeah. Well, we've got a wing at the moment, so we're on. I don't. Maybe they call it the nave, which is like on one of the kind of left corridors. So we're starting there.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know from January being the first one how successful it was going to be. So the bigger it gets, maybe we'll swing round into the main cathedral.
A new project.
Yeah, new project, brand new. January we started. So we just had our second one Sunday gone. So yesterday. Blimey, yeah, it's
Wow.
Monday, isn't it? Yeah.
So and a good turnout.
Yeah, good turnout. Yeah, good turnout, and passionate sort of congregation as well. So that's good.
Yeah, and who picks the songs or how you do it?
Well, yeah, we sort of we share that. We have a a messenger group, and we put in our 2 pence worth or whatever, and Adam's very organised, so he tends to put the songs together, the list together, and the words and the slides and what have you. He's very, very good like that. But we all try and pick a song each or something.
And how do you don't practice beforehand? Then it's straight in.
Yeah, we do. We have to practice. Yeah, because half the time, some of us haven't heard this one or that one, and we have to learn it. And so we do practice, but not as much as we'd like probably, but we get practicing for sure. Yeah.
Okay, and would they be songs that most of the listeners will be familiar with?
Yeah. So it's all modern stuff. So it's not the kind of classic organ stuff. It's modern. It's modern kind of pop rocky stuff. It's but they're well-known songs. Yeah, well-known songs.
Okay,
in that
cool
community. So yeah.
Okay, so we'll go back to where we were as far as your life goes, and I think we were up to your sort of teen years, and
Right.
you're playing the drums and things. That was in the church at that time.
Yeah. So if I came away from the drums, I guess, because I got married. We got our place by sort of Fletton area by the football ground, and we got married at St Mary's Church, and the vicar there had said to me that he knew I did a bit of music or whatever, and he said they're starting these Friday night sessions, and would I come along and sort of join the band, or they were just starting out. So I did. I thought he's such a nice guy, Michael Moore, at the church there, and so I went along to kind of join in with that band, and they do like a once a month Friday thing where it's informal, go for coffee, sing some songs, and I did that sort of every month for a year or two. And one time we were short of a drummer, you see.
Okay.
And so Katie came to play for us, and I didn't know Katie at the time, and she said to me that her dad was looking for someone to sing with, right? And I'd sing in church, but in church and in the shower, but nowhere else apart from that. And she said, well, send him a message anyway. So I did, and he sent me some of the things that he'd sung in previous groups and things like that. And I remember at the time thinking, oh, this is out of my league. I'm not going to be able to do this, you know. And he, you know, he's such a nice guy. He said to me, just come and have a jam with me. Come to my house, we'll have a jam. And we've been singing together 4 years. So
wow.
there you go.
Absolutely brilliant. So you started drums.
Yeah.
What made you pull away from the drums and go to the guitar?
I think literally just logistics. I think I used to play the drums because they needed a drummer, and then my dad plays the drums as well. So perhaps I don't really know how I changed. I think just literally a guitar was needed at St. Mary's, so I knew a few chords then, you know, so I thought I'd do that instead, you know.
Yeah.
So
I always feel sorry for drummers because my missus is a vocalist, and she rocks up with her microphone and stands there, and I watch the poor percussionists and drummers lugging all this gear in.
Well,
it takes them an hour and a half to set it all.
Last to leave as well,
and you know, she just stands there. Well, she doesn't actually. She helps them bring it in, and it's one of those things. I've got a very good friend who's been on the show before, Rich Futter. I hope he's listening this evening. Who's a drummer, and I said to him about practicing, because it's one of those things you can sit at home quietly in a back room or something and strum away on your guitar or your flute or your trumpet or whatever. But drummers, it's a different thing altogether. And he's got this electric. Drum, which he calls his practice drum kit, and I think he's got it in his conservatory. He said so. He sticks the headphones on, and then he can you know knock it, and it doesn't or hit it or whatever drummers do, you know, and it doesn't disturb the neighbours.
This is it,
yeah.
Even when I go into the music shop sometimes, shout out to Breathe Music in town. But I go into the music shop.
Sorry to interrupt. Where is that?
No, Breathe Music. It's near Asda.
Oh yes, with the pianos and the keyboards.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. But obviously they've got a whole range of guitars as well in there, and kits, electric kits. So whenever I'm in there, I can't resist. I have to sit down and have a go on those like the posh electric kits. Yeah.
So you still play?
Well, not. I would not out anywhere. No. Just
you
know,
couldn't
when no one's looking and I've got six in my hand. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I did try a few years ago. I started, you know, going to these sort of auditions, they were calling them, for local bands who wanted drummers, and I don't know. It felt like too much pressure because I was always going into something that was already established, you know.
Yeah.
That's what I liked about, and what I still like about singing with Adam is just me and him to worry about. I don't think we've ever had an argument in 4 years, you know. So it's easy to get along with, and we don't, you know, there's no sort of band politics there. Really.
No,
you just get on, and we harmonise. We get on, and we sing together.
I think, you know, I've touched on this before with previous guests about, you know, this divaness or whatever you get in some bands, or this pecking order, you know. And to me, you know, you've got to have the passion. The passion's got to be there. Obviously, you've got to be a reasonable musician of a reasonable standard, especially if you're playing to people and not just yourself. They expect a certain standard. But I think if you've got the passion and you've got the stage presence and you know, you give what people want, it's worth a lot more than being so technical. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And we're all for that. I mean, so given that we get we gig a lot now, me and Adam, like as a duo, we put ourselves on the side of, if we can, put ourselves on the side of the people who are listening, and we're part of that night. I don't ever feel like we're really performing. We're playing like with them. So we want requests. We want them to, you know, whether they're good or bad. We want to have a drink with them, play stuff that they know, sing along with, and dance and stuff. Rather than say, right, this is our music and like it or lump it kind of thing. We just, you know, be flexible with it. So.
Okay, let's have a listen now to your band Division. I think this was something that was recorded in the other studio, over in the FM studio. It's called Free Falling, and then we'll listen to this, and then you can talk us through it and where it came about, and where it's gone. Okay, so this is Free Falling by Division. Part of Division, one half of Division is with me this evening. It's Mark Stevens. So let's listen to this, and then we'll come back. Tell us about that song.
So that song. It's funny. Normally, one of us will say to the other, "What about this song?" And you can tell if it's going to work straight away by the reaction of the other person.
Okay.
And I don't know who suggested it, but I know we were both like, "Yeah, that'll be good." It's it's Tom Petty classic, and we both love it. It normally helps if we both love it. If only one of us loves it, we have to sell it to the other one, And the first time we kind of play it to the other person, we have to really do it well, to get it into the set, But that one, we were both up for that, and Adam does some cracking harmonies in the chorus and that. So yeah.
So original stuff. Who writes that? How does that come about? What's the production of that?
Yeah, so original stuff doesn't happen. We don't do original stuff.
Okay.
But I'm starting to myself. I have a single that I'm poised to release, but it's just in the final mix down. So I'll have to let you have that.
Is this an exclusive I can take forward, saying you said it here first?
You heard it here first, Rick. You heard it here first. I think, I've always wanted to, but it's like it's having time away from like your day job to sit down and go, this is what I'm doing tonight. I'm writing a song, because you get ideas for melodies and lyrics all the time, but unless you capture them right then, I find you never remembering them.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll have a little sing into my phone recorder or something and just keep that for later and try and
I've never written a song in my life. I mean, Sandra does. She writes songs and things, but I always get ideas and then I forget it. And
that's
it's
the
gone.
thing.
It's completely gone. So I think it's a good idea to have a dictaphone. Or that's old-fashioned, but I am.
Same difference though. Same difference. Yeah. I think just get it quick, and because you might forget, and then one day find it again. Oh yeah. And then you get inspiration from it.
That's. I mean, she has a folder with lyrics in that she might have written 20 years ago. I've given her age away there. She might have written 20 years ago, and then she'll come back to it. Say, I remember that, but the melody might have changed because she sees a new way going forward. Is that what's happened with this song? Same
for me. I find lyrics not easy, but easier than melody, because I start to hum a melody or something, and then I think, oh no, that's something else. Finding an original melody, I find more difficult. So once I've got that, I've got a song, I think, because I've got lyrics kind of ready to go, but melodies are more tricky. And when I guess that it probably helps kind of playing with others as well, because they might have an idea that sparks something in you, whereas if you're just on your own, you're trying to be creative, and that isn't how it always works, is it? You just got to have it come to you sometimes.
So what's the inspiration for this new exclusive?
So I tell you, it's called If I Knew Then, and it's basically, yes, it is soppy, but it is for my other half, for my wife, and it's just I like songs that are storytelling songs, like, for example, Tracy Chapman, Fast Car, or Don McLean, Vincent, songs that like tell a story, start to finish, and that's what I've tried to do with my song. It's rhythmic, it's kind of folky, I guess you would say, but yeah, that's a storytelling song. Yeah,
brilliant.
So,
and that's going to be dedicated to the missus, is it?
Yeah.
Does she know? Or
she knows. She knows. Probably wouldn't want me to say it on radio. I don't know, but that was I find you got to write about what haven't you? To a degree. And then who knows? Maybe when I need 2 more songs to make that album, maybe I'll just invent something, But I find it easier to write about familiar stuff, you know.
Well, I think it's important,
Yeah.
because it comes from the right place, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and when you hear songs that are just throwaway, that just repeat the same line and they're throwaway, and then you go into some deep lyrics and whatever else, and you know, I love the Smiths. I mean, you probably hate the Smiths, but I love the Smiths, and Morris's lyrics have captured poetry, but they've captured his sarcastic look on life and things like that. So there's the comedy element in there as well, you know, and they're quite tragic. And everyone always says to me, "Oh, you know, you listen to the Smiths and they're so depressing and whatever." But actually, I don't find them depressing. You know, there's little bits of Oscar Wilde in there, and like we were saying earlier on, you know, it's one of my heroes. It's clever.
It's funny you say about that, because my wife and I, we went to see Travis. And you could say the same about their music, that it's quite got a downbeat and kind of miserable lyrics and stuff. But if you go and see them, you don't get that feeling at all. They're brilliant live, and you don't.
No.
Yeah, if you're a fan, you don't see it that way, do you? You know?
Yeah. So while we're on Division, we've just heard them there.
Yeah.
So how long have you been together?
4 years. I hope I got that right, Adam. But about 4 years. I do sing solo as well at certain places, although I stress a lot about the equipment and whether it's going to work.
Right.
And I've called Adam out away from like a Chinese takeaway at times, like because I don't know how the cable's not working or something, you know.
That's true friendship right there.
Absolutely, he's a diamond. I don't honestly. I'm not great with gear and equipment. If I plug it all in, it doesn't work. I can't diagnose. I'm not very good, you know. But Division. We've been together, singing together for 4 years. When we started, I tell you, we did an open mic at the Brewery Tap, and I was scared. I was shaking, proper shaking, and I was about a mile away from the mic, you know, when I was singing, you know, and Adam said to me once, like, just be arrogant with the first line, you know, just be arrogant with the first line. You're going to, you know that you're good for that first line.
Yeah.
And that then we started doing a few more open mics, and I started trying to do that. And I'm well aware of my limitations. I'm not arrogant whatsoever. But I do try and go for it on that first line, because I think it, you know, don't be shy sort of thing. Nowadays I'm, you know,
I think you have to have the courage of your convictions, and I think if you hit that first line with confidence, then the audience, even if it's the wrong lyric, you know, or whatever, they'll go, "Oh, I've been singing the wrong lyric all my life, because this he's got so much confidence, it must be right."
Yeah,
you know, and I think it's Peter Kay who does those comedy lyrics where he thinks he's been singing along. You know, there's one of them where it says, "My pork pies are the best."
Oh and misheard lyrics.
Misheard, and I think, but when you listen to them, it is. But also, like you were just saying, if you come in with that confidence,
and nowadays there's nowhere I'd rather be. I love going out, you know, gigging and that, and I have a reasonably kind of normal day job, and you know, you need that hobby that you love doing at the weekend. So
definitely. So when you're putting a set together, like we were saying before, you very much bounce off each other, and you say, "Oh, you know, this is going to be our regular set," but you're going to have to put new songs into it.
Absolutely, yeah. We have so many gigs now that we don't do an awful lot of practice. So if you come and see us, we'll be a different gig every time, because we go mad on requests. You probably heard that, have you? About Division?
Yeah. Because I was going to say, I did say in the opening of the show, in the opening little segue that I do, that you're at the Pizza Parlour. This weekend on I think they call it Lazy Sunday sessions, don't they? In there,
Lazy Sunday. Yeah, we've been there since they opened, really doing that. And it's perfect for us because it's a small place. You can do all the nice sort of like more melodic love songs and things. That's not to say we haven't done you know, any crazy ones in there, because we have. But it's a nice chilled gig, and it's still one of our faves even after years of playing there. But Saturday we're at the Cock Inn in Warrington, so we're playing there.
That's local, yeah.
That's
down the road.
Local for Adam. I'll be driving for that one, I think. But,
yeah.
But so that's a good one. We've done that a couple of times. So a reasonably busy weekend for us.
Yeah, it is. So you're at the pizza parlour. What sort of without giving too much away, what sort of set can the people that come down there expect to see and hear?
If they're coming down, bring your requests. Because honestly, we'd rather play what people want to hear than what we've got in front of us. But generally, we start it off slowly. We do. There's a few that we like doing in the first set, like Free Falling, like Dakota. We do like an acoustic version of Dakota, and we generally do Fast Car, maybe a couple of slower Beatles ones or whatever. And we tend to just mix it up as best we can. So keep ourselves entertained, you know.
So that was the point I was going to bring up. Somebody did tell me that you love requests.
Yeah. And it's just we have in the past handed out slips. The first time we played at the Cock-In, ironically, we handed out these slips, bring your requests to us, and it didn't take more than 10 minutes. We hadn't even started playing, and we had 20 or 30 going. And we had to try and get a bit organised about how are we going to be able to do all these. But we always say, if we half know it or have heard it before, we'll have a go. For better or worse, you know, we try and put ourselves on the side of the crowd. We're part of the night. Like I say, we're not there to here's 3 hours of original music and you better like it. The place knows that we are going to play covers until the bar closes, you know, and we'll try anything for a laugh, you know. So,
and what's been your craziest request?
Well, the craziest request, I always kind of make a joke about it. Someone asked for Who Let the Dogs Out, but we never did that, you say, and that's one of the ones that got away. I always find. We did a recent poll on Facebook for requests. We got 1,000 likes recently on Facebook, so we said, send us your wildest requests, and we'll have a go at it. So we nailed it down to 2 in the end. Which was a song called Sweet Annie by Zac Brown, which was one of my favourites, and I secretly wanted to do. But the other was it's by a band called Cartoons. It's called Witch Doctor. Do you know that song?
No, I don't.
Ooh, ee, ooh, ting, tang. Yeah. So that was a little preview to, but we're gonna record that. Yeah. We haven't got in the practice room to record that yet, but we promised the kind of craziest request would win, and that was the most crazy. So yeah, we got to record that and get it out.
That's such a brilliant idea.
Yeah,
brilliant idea. And like you say, it keeps the interest there because, you know, if you go off into what you like just on your own and you're not including the audience,
it keeps it fresh for us. I think if we had 3 sets, we generally do 3 45s, and we'll play. You know, we'll be flexible on it when we're there, but. If we did the same 3 45s, I'd certainly be well fed up with it by now. You know, you got to. We mix it up just to make it interesting for ourselves, and we have a good laugh doing it. You know. So
we're gonna set the challenge for the listeners to come down to the Pizza Parlour on Sunday with their craziest requests, and you're gonna give it your best shot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. We've done Tenacious D a few times before. We're not shy. We'll have a go at anything. Yeah, brilliant. As long as I think, like I say, we try and put ourselves on the side of the crowd. So hopefully they don't mind, and we carry on doing it. Yeah, we make it clear that we're having a go. I.e., it's not in our set. We haven't done it before, but. We're up for a laugh if you are type thing, and we'll do it. You know.
I think it's a crazy, fantastic idea, and then some of those ones are the best ones, aren't they?
Yeah.
So who you both play guitar?
Both play guitar, yeah. So I have a Faith Naked Venus mahogany, and Adam has this crazy contraption. It's a guitar without a body. I don't know if you've heard of that, but you can put your hand through it.
How does that work?
I don't know. Like I say, I'm not the gear person. I don't know how it works, but I do know that it's to prevent feedback. Because he had a tailor before that used to feed back when he'd turn it up. So he went into the music shop looking for something that wouldn't feed back at kind of reasonably high volume, and I guess he thought they were cool. Most people do think it's cool. A lot of people come up to him and say, I love your guitar and stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
That's mad. So
I'll have to
it
show you a
wasn't-
picture.
It wasn't his. It wasn't his invention then.
No. It's a Yamaha, I think. But it's it's a cool looking thing. Yeah. And he gets a lot of bass out of it because it's electric acoustic kind of sound, but he gets more bass out of his. I get more mid and treble out of mine. So we cover a bit of a range there, like make it sound like a 12-string if we can,
Wow.
So
That's really cool. That's really cool. Let's listen to a song. I know you like this guy. This is Billy Joel.
Not just a singer with DJ Reykjavik, live on PCRextra.co.uk.
Yes, we're all live here in the studio with me and Mr. Mark Stevens chatting about Division, his band, and lots of other stuff besides hollow guitars and everything. I want to play a little game now, Mark, if we can. I'm just going to shout out some famous, well, I think they're famous. You might think they're not. Some famous guitarists.
I promise you I won't be good at this.
All you've got to do is, it's in your opinion.
Okay.
So you just score them, 1 being rubbish and 10 being brilliant. So let's have a look at what we can do here. Okay, so Santana.
5.
Clapton.
10.
Van Halen.
4.
Okay, yeah, sure. You're entitled
I don't know.
to score them how you want. Brian May.
8.
Johnny Marr.
6. I changed it last minute.
Is it because I said I like the Smiths?
Yeah.
Something changed it. Hendrix.
9.
Jimmy Page.
9.
Keith Richards.
6.
Chuck Berry.
8. I'm trying to go different every time.
Well, you can just go 5 all the way through.
Yeah.
Noel Gallagher.
1.
1.
Yeah,
Oh,
not a
wow.
fan. Not a fan.
You know Noel listens to this show every week, don't you?
Oh, sorry, Noel. Sorry, take it back. 2.
BB King.
5.
Slash.
9.
Pete Townsend.
7.
Prince.
6.
Jeff Beck.
8.
And last but not least, Mark Stevens.
Well, 10. Gotta be. It's funny though. It's funny. I still don't consider myself a guitarist. I think
You're still a drummer.
I'm still a drummer at heart, but I think I should start calling myself a guitarist. Because I play every week, normally 2 or 3 times a week. So I should start calling myself a guitarist. I think I'm now on a list.
Yeah.
Albeit you're
on
made
my
up
list.
list.
People recommended you highly. So,
I appreciate
you're on my
it.
list to chat to. And it's been a fantastic chat. We haven't come to the end of it yet, but I'm just saying it's been a fantastic
Yeah.
chat. So what's the future holding? What have we got coming up?
What have we got coming up? So we got a lot booked out for the duo this year.
Yeah.
We got weddings. There's a few weddings that we're really looking forward to. The great thing about weddings, for me, what I particularly like is you normally have a lot of time, and sometimes they'll send a list of songs that they want, and I love that, because you've got time to learn them, and you can know that every song you play on that day is something that either means something to them, or it's just a song they really like, and so I love the weddings, and we got a few booked in this year. I've got my single, which I've exclusively revealed on your show.
I'm waiting for that,
and that's going to be ready soon. I've got like a kind of studio recording that I will put out, and then I'm just kind of do like I've got a new Instagram channel, so I'm trying to record as much as I can for that, albeit in my living room with just my basic setup. But I'm gonna do a version of that as well, so you can kind of see me playing my song. That's me really. Yeah,
okay.
keep playing, keep trying to do more on the socials. So we've got 2 Facebook pages. I've got my solo Facebook page and our Division page, and then we've got a solo Instagram and Division Instagram. So we're trying to be good on the socials, and
definitely
publicise ourselves and. Keep playing, I guess,
Yeah, you've got to. Now you're registered a guitarist and not drummer anymore.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to think one day that it's because it's what I love. I don't consider myself to be to be that fantastic, but I just love to do it for a living, you know. I don't want to be famous, don't want to be making millions, don't want to be packing out Wembley. I just like to be able to do it as my job, you know. And who knows, maybe one day.
And it seems like you have an amazing relationship with Adam as well. So that why ruin something that's
No, that's it. And like I say, get on as mates really first of all, and we both like playing. So we'll keep doing it as long as they'll keep having us. You know?
Yeah. Going back to the wedding thing, I actually I hate DJing at weddings,
right?
Because you get like if they're organised, you do get they email you a playlist, and it's what they think. I know it's their wedding and whatever, but as a DJ, when you think, well, that's not going to follow that, and
you're trying to make it a night, aren't you?
I'm going to fill the dance floor with that one. I'm going to clear the dance floor with that one, and then you always get drunk Uncle Albert in the corner,
thinking they know best.
Who comes up and wants some Axl Rose halfway through the slow section or whatever, and you think,
well, I'm going to say something controversial now then, because I get the same sort of feeling when we get asked to play Wonderwall at a gig. Although I don't mind and we do it, I think it's too early or something, or I don't mind doing it, but we've got to do it last.
Is that because you just scored Noel Gallagher as a 1?
Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of it. I'm not. I don't mind Oasis, to be honest, but that particular song, I think most people who sing out would agree that it's been done to death, that song. And if I get asked for that, I think I'll do it, but I'll make sure I'm going home afterwards.
It's one of those songs, isn't it, that you always associate with karaoke's and things everyone open mic nights, everyone has a go at it, and when you hear a different version, it's quite nice. Sadly, time has been our enemy for us, and it's caught up us. I want to give you the opportunity to do some shout-outs, though, before we finish.
Sure. Well, first of all, check out Mark _ Stevens _ musician. That's my Instagram channel. So there's loads I'm going to try and do on there. Check Division out on Facebook and Instagram. And then I can say hi to people, should I?
Yeah.
Say hi to people. So hello to the guys from City Praise. Hello to my wife Ellie. Don't know if she's listening. Fingers crossed, maybe she is. And to my parents and to my brother and my little niece Georgia,
and to Adam,
and to Adam. But he knows he's had enough mentions on this show. He knows.
I'll have to get him on and see if his stories match up.
Yeah, that's it. Get him on and see what he thinks of me. Yeah.
Well, like I say, time has caught us up, but thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
And no, it's a pleasure. And as Mark said, please get yourself down to the
Cock In Saturday, Pizza Parlour on Sunday.
Yeah. You just heard him say that, but I'll say it again. The Cock In Warrington on Saturday, and the Pizza Parlour, which is right in the centre of town on Cowgate. It's very bijou, but a fantastic setting for music and stuff. Yeah. Okay, that's been me. It's been fantastic as always, and I'll leave you the way I do. Please have a safe week. Once again, thank you to my studio guest, Mark Stevens. He's been amazing. I'd like to thank everyone here at PCR that helps me put the show together. A little shout out to the missus at home. Love you so much. And please tune in again next week. It's been a great show. You've been great. To all my listeners,